Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day to start things off. Over the past week, the price of Bitcoin has dropped by more than 35%, and the majority of analysts in the crypto space have shared the sentiment that the crash was triggered by the contentious hard fork of Bitcoin Cash. According to Bart Smith, the head of digital asset at trading giant Susquehanna, a lack of liquidity in Bitcoin markets allowed the dominant cryptocurrency to be vulnerable to a large sell-off caused by the Bitcoin Cash hash power war and thus the hard fork. In the months to come, Smith explained that the entrance of Fidelity, ICE, and Bakkt into the cryptocurrency market could increase the liquidity of Bitcoin and lead to a rise in capital in the space to soak up big sell-offs. Currently, it is fairly difficult for an average trader to invest in cryptocurrency exchange markets through trading platforms such as Coinbase and Bitstamp. Investors are required to hand in photocopies of government-issued documents, undergo rigorous know-your-customer processes, and comply with policies enforced by exchanges. There's a video, or is it a tweet? I think it's a tweet. The impractical systems adopted by cryptocurrency exchanges as per the request of government agencies in the U.S., Japan, and South Korea and other leading digital asset markets have limited the cryptocurrency market to a relatively small group of investors that possess a certain know-how to invest in the emerging asset class. He said, number one, the on-ramps for new capital is very difficult. If you're a global institution, it is very difficult to buy Bitcoin in a way you might want to. A wealthy individual from the GI generation is not going to take a high-resolution photo of their driver's license and send it to a website and send money there. They want to invest with Fidelity. They want to invest with Bank of America, end quote. Susquehanna executive added that the limited number of fiat on-ramps in the cryptocurrency market made it difficult for Bitcoin markets to absorb growing sell pressure placed upon by investors that have started to lose confidence in the short-term trend of BTC due to the Bitcoin Cash hard fork fiasco. So there are 2 points that I wanted to touch on over here. And it's that there's a couple of things. It's that we need, I hate to say that we need the institutions at this point, but they've beaten down the market so much that they will be the saving grace, whether you want to believe so or not. Bitcoin has a major problem, and it comes down to liquidity. Like, there is the money that's basically flowing back and forth through the market has to do with normal everyday people and maybe some larger investors swinging trades back and forth or just buying up certain amounts. And this is kind of what's giving Bitcoin its daily volume. What we need is, and I don't want to say like fresh blood or new blood into the market and stuff like that, but when we do finally have it, it is going to take a lot of people by surprise, I think, simply because we're finally going to get proper information on how much has been, like, at least a certain number. It's going to be thrown around of how many people have been buying over the counter, how many are actually on the actual market right now. And when we have major trades going back and forth between this, because right now every single coin's volume has dropped significantly. Certain days Bitcoin will be a bit higher depending on if it's being slammed down or if it's going up by around a couple of percent. But without liquidity, this is going to continue happening. We need an enormous amount of people. This is why I kind of mentioned about a day or two ago, not that I was hinting for all of you, but for people in general, it would be we would have a completely different market if people were even just buying like 0.01 Bitcoin as opposed to none at all. For some reason, there's something in the human mind that I still haven't been able to understand, where people don't buy something when it's inexpensive, but they throw themselves at the wall to try and buy it as quick as possible when the price has gone up. Like I told you guys before, I got into Bitcoin. It was around $200. I told people about it. No one listened to me. The price went up to around $1,200. No one listened. By the time it hit 5,000 or 6,000, I was trying to tell people, hey, maybe you should buy fractions of Bitcoin. Everyone was like, no, the price is too high. The moment it hit 10,000, everyone I knew on Facebook started messaging me, and I find it very weird. The same exact thing is going to happen again, but I think the liquidity factor could, hopefully, I'm fingers crossed and toes crossed, could be solved as we actually get these things inside of the cryptocurrency space, because it's not just going to be them. I told you all before, when they finally enter the market, it's going to be an enormous amount of money from other spaces as well for people who believe in these institutions, specifically these two right here, who are going to be throwing money at the market. The other thing that I thought was very interesting that he finally mentioned, that I said a couple of videos ago as well, the way to get new cryptocurrency, or the way for everyday average people to get into the cryptocurrency market, is completely insane. If you've ever used Coinbase, if you've ever used any other major exchange, typically where you're able to withdraw fiat, you have to either take a web photo, or you have to hold up your passport, or you have to hold up a government ID, you have to wait for some type of confirmation, you have to know how to, it's just a lot of little things that you have to know how to do, and that you have to not be tech savvy, but I'm pretty sure we all have parents and or grandparents who we've tried to explain how to use WhatsApp or Instagram or even Facebook, and they kind of didn't really get it. So imagine trying to do all of this when you're trying to put money into it. And that's what we were talking about yesterday. I said I wanted to touch on the topic of the, what was it? The tobacco shops in France, where people soon will be able to buy, you know, small fractions of Bitcoin through like a little voucher and stuff like that. Like, we need more things like this. We need easier on-ramps, because the only people who are going to get, this is why there's such a huge push sideways. And we were talking about before that the only people who are probably going to get into cryptocurrencies once the new bull rush happens are people who are familiar with Wall Street, who are familiar with Bank of America, who are familiar with Fidelity, who know that they can just kind of, you know, like if you've ever used or had a mutual fund or something like that. I can't remember the name of the exact company. It's not Fidelity. There's another major company that I can't think of off the top of my head, because I haven't dealt with stocks and bonds in a long time. And you call them up and they do everything for you on the phone. It's a very, very simple process. Like, there's no real rigorous thing that actually has to happen. And you kind of get your money into the market very, very quick. We need something like that in the cryptocurrency space, because as of right now, it's only people who are not even like completely tech savvy, but low level, they know how to click around on the computer, or people who are really interested in getting into the space. If we had a way for other normal people, like the same exact thing that they're having in France, where people can just walk into a shop, they can walk into a Walmart, they can walk into a Kmart, they can walk into a corner store, they can walk into any other major store that you may have in your country, and simply say, I want 50 euros in Bitcoin or in Litecoin, the market would be in a completely different place. But as of now, the hope is that this is going to end up happening. And I can only imagine, and I'm saying it still right now, wait until 2019 when you're walking into your bank, or you're walking into some type of financial institution that you use on an everyday basis. We're going to start seeing advertisements for people to buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And that'll be the moment that normal people will start to get in. But as of right now, it's just very difficult for anybody to figure out how to even properly enter the market. But yeah, let's move on. Next up, going to breeze over this one. Circle Internet Financial had just under $127.5 million backing the dollar-pegged USD coin at the end of the last month, enough to redeem every token at the time, according to a major auditing firm. Grant Thornton LLP, the U.S. branch of Grant Thornton International, reported in an attestation dated on the blah, 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 so and so as of press time. While this is not a full audit, the report confirmed information provided by Circle Chief Financial Officer Naeem Ishaq about the funds backing up the stablecoin now jointly issued by Circle and Coinbase through the Center Consortium. In its report, Grant Thompson noted that its examination was conducted in accordance with attestation standards established by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, meaning that the nature, timing, and extent of the procedures selected depends on our judgment, including an assessment of the risks of material misstatement of the reserve account information, whether due to fraud or error, end quote. What that basically means is, what we have at the moment in the cryptocurrency space is a lack of trust for Tether. And every other cryptocurrency stablecoin that we have right now, they are desperately trying to find a way to audit their coins. We have, so first of all, the entire news was about the Circle coin, or CUSD, or CUSD, or something like that, being fully backed actually by the US dollars that they say that they have for every single coin that they have in circulation, which is good news because we know that they're real. I think they're also doing this for the Pax coin, for the Gust, for the Gemini dollar, and there's another coin. These four coins are trying to be the, and I mean like the capital THE, stable coin for the US dollar. They may not admit it out loud that they're actually fighting against each other, but everyone wants to be, like, everyone logically in that space wants to be the coin that the US government kind of raises their hand for and goes, okay, we definitely trust this one. It's nice to hear that these are actually valid and real. If you look at CoinMarketCap, I mean, if you feel like looking at stable coins on CoinMarketCap, I don't know how exciting that is to you. You can see that they're slowly rising in the rankings. It's also a bit of because the prices are also dropping, but it's also because more money is actually flowing into these things. And I think by the end of next year, these coins should probably be somewhere within the top 25, maybe top 30. I don't want to say top 10. I don't think they'll make it that far. But these coins would definitely be the coins that everyone is looking for when it comes to seeing some type of validity in the market. What I'm also interested in as well, and this is something to keep in mind, we had news yesterday that the people from the New York Stock Exchange, or ICE, plan on they said they're just focusing on Bitcoin because they want to do it because of the liquidity inside of the market. I'm going to assume that if these coins have been fighting each other for the last couple of months, that this could mean to me that one or two stable coins is also going to be added by the New York Stock Exchange. And if you are that coin that gets added to the cryptocurrency exchange that the New York Stock Exchange has, you are probably going to be boosted up in the ratings very, very fast, and people are going to start throwing money at you as well. That's just a little thing that was floating around in my head, but there seems to be too much fighting. It's not even fighting. It's like friendly fighting amongst them to try and prove that they're all real, to try and prove that all their money is in actual the bank accounts. We'll see, but as of now, they said that they're just focusing on Bitcoin. But I can only assume that when they have their actual trading desk, that they're gonna have at least one stable coin attached to the entire thing as well. Next up, this is not paid advertisement. I do not do that on this show. However, for people who have been thinking about buying a Ledger Nano S, the matte black version is now on sale for $49.99. This is 50% off. Once again, this is not a paid advertisement, but I do, however, have an affiliate link in the description below for people who were thinking of potentially buying one. I myself have one. I need to pick up a few more. I think they are great. I think they're very sturdy. I've had one. It has to be for over a year by now. I definitely like it. I prefer me to have some type of like a cold storage type thing where you can put it onto the device, store it away somewhere, put it into a vault, and kind of just walk away. I've grown a bit tired of the things that are happening with cryptocurrency exchanges. I was on a crypto exchange last night, not gonna name the name, and they had frozen a couple of the coins that I had. They said for like wallet maintenance and stuff like that. That's wonderful, but I don't want them freezing my money should I need to take it out at a moment's notice. Anyway, the point is, these are on sale, Black Friday sale for those who were wondering or who were in the market for buying one. They're normally $100, and now they're $49.99. Alrighty, let's move on. Next up, BAT is in the news. Basic Attention Token, an ERC20 token inside blockchain-driven advertising platform, leaped around 7% on a daily basis on Thursday as BitThumb, one of the largest crypto markets, added the asset to its trading roster. They said they were going to, around the time that they were going to add it, there's not really much other relevant information. They were talking about the amount of price and stuff like that floating around. The point is, BAT has been added to a new platform, and the time that I got this news, the crypto market's quite fickle, I want to say, because I did look at the price of BAT. The price did jump by 7%. I think it was up by around like 9% based off of the hype, because BitThumb, for those who don't know, is I think the largest crypto exchange in Korea. And everyone was like, yay, another new platform for it to be on. And then a couple hours later, the price of BAT is actually down right now. But that is simply because the rest of the market at large is also down a tiny bit. But the point is that we have another coin that has been added to another major cryptocurrency, almost said space, exchange. And this still boils down. Have you ever... Nope, that was going to be a weird reference. It was like a Dragon Ball Z reference. The point is, I wonder, after all these listings, after all these things that are on these platforms, and we've had at least 300 stories since the beginning of this year where new coins have been added to different platforms, and I wonder exactly what effect this is going to have on their prices, because if you even look at, let me see if I can scroll down here before. I think the price of BAT hit around 80 cents, 86 cents. And that was when BAT was only on maybe like 2 or 3 different exchanges. And BAT has been added because Coinbase added, first of all, Coinbase has also added BAT. What then happens to the price of all of these tokens when they have been added to multiple exchanges? If we end up getting even just the same amount of hype that we had before, this has to have a significant amount of influence on the difference in the price, because if we can hit those prices before with only 2 exchanges, imagine how many we can hit when BAT has been added to at least 15 different places. I don't want to spend too much time on that. Very good job for the BAT team for having their token launched on another platform. But I still wonder what this will cause for like a surge in prices when your coin just isn't on 2 exchanges anymore. But yeah, let's move on. Talking about coins on exchanges, in a special announcement earlier, the team at the cryptocurrency exchange of KuCoin let the crypto community know that they had planned on delisting the following tokens from their platform, and they are Encryptgen or DNA, Publica, Raiden Network Token, Monetha, Black Mason. Block Mason Credit. I think Black Mason's the word, isn't it? Okay. Block Mason Credit Protocol. Never even heard of that. And the Gladius token, or the GLA. According to KuCoin, the projects related to the tokens have been disqualified based on existing requirements at the exchange. KuCoin has what is known as a special treatment area, where they first place projects at risk of being delisted. Once a project is placed in the special treatment area, it is kept under observation and its tokens can be delisted due to the following reasons: low liquidity, struggling or ceasing business, insolvency or bankruptcy, failing KuCoin audits, failure to submit update reports, and likelihood of the project or team being dissolved. Oh my gosh, there's more. Any act considered as malicious, any other situation determined by KuCoin. So pretty much anything that they want or that they deem, not to say that they're just going to throw out things like that, but pretty much any other situation pretty much means like any other red flag that they see, they can kind of throw a stone at you. All deposits are pending and will be stopped. So I think they stopped them yesterday. Trading pairs will resume until later on today. And they said that the withdrawals for these coins, if you happen to have any of those coins, will be active for another 12 months. And I think that it's very smart of them to do that. There have been a lot of other cryptocurrency exchanges who have been delisting coins, which I'm going to touch on in 1 second. And when they're delisting these coins, they announced like, yeah, in 12 hours, these 34 coins are leaving our platform. Take your money out now or forever hold your peace, and you have nothing left to do. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people, even if you have a coin that has a low liquidity, or maybe just isn't even being used anymore, you still want to be able to have the chance to be able to take your money out. So I think it's very smart of them, what's it called, like legal-wise, to allow people 12 months to be able to take their coins out. There was a coin, I can't remember, it was like one of the first coins I ever got into. I want to say it was like Earth Coin or like World Coin, something really ridiculous like that, and it got up to a certain point. I had it on some cryptocurrency exchange, which I can't even remember the name of right now. And I definitely remember trying to withdraw it, and they were like, nope. And they didn't. I think they gave, when I like searched further, they gave, I think, about a week or something less than that to be able to take out your money. And there were no notices, there were no emails, there was nothing. The point is, remember I said before, we are going to see a backwards drop in the market. I don't know these coins, and I assume that is only for good reason. That's my personal opinion. We have a lot of coins right now that are floating around that are going to be non-existent in the next couple of months. Please pay attention to what's happening in the cryptocurrency market. This is not the first time that we've had information that a cryptocurrency exchange is going to be delisting coins, and it was not these coins either. It was completely different coins. The market is going to start to collapse backwards, especially when we do hit the point, in my personal opinion, this is how I feel about the entire thing from all the news that I've been seeing. When we do get backed, and ICE and Fidelity and Bloomberg and blah, blah, blah into the cryptocurrency space, and they're all activating their systems that have been delayed for the past 2.5 months, only certain coins are going to be listed. Only certain coins are going to be paid attention to, have attention paid to them. And that is going to be detrimental for an enormous amount of altcoins that we have on the market. So please, I implore you, I know it's difficult sometimes. Best pay attention to what you have your money into. The collapse is going to happen. It is going to happen rapidly. And a lot of people are going to lose money. I do not want any of you to lose money. I know it's difficult letting go of some altcoins that you may have, especially when you're waiting for the market to kind of go back up. I'm not saying like all altcoins, but you kind of get what I'm saying. more obscure names are not going to be there for much longer. And this also kind of ties into the next story as well. I love how they're partying. Earlier this month, on the 16th of November, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, instructed two crypto startups known as AirFox and Paragon Coin to register their tokens as securities. The SEC argues that the two ICOs had not registered their tokens as securities offerings, as neither qualified for exemptions. They are therefore violating registering rules. According to the SEC, by this action, the SEC wants to make it clear that all companies, ICOs included, need to comply with existing rules and regulations and are governed by them like any other company. It is believed that the SEC is not only building up a case against AirFox and Paragon Coin, but perhaps even more significant, against unregistered securities and bad ICOs. Most logically, the SEC would want to, for at least now, only want to pursue cases that they feel they could easily win. They've been destroying ICOs left and right. It's actually getting kind of insane. And I thought it was, hold on, where is the point? Bad ICOs. Remember, we were talking about the Telegram ICO, and there's also another. There, a couple of ICOs have been coming out the last couple of months, and they've made sure that when they have some type of an announcement or when they're doing this or so and so and so, and I don't mean like obscure ICOs that are kind of, you know, coming from left field. I mean like from major companies who are talking about launching these things. They've all made sure to say in the article and somewhere that they are completely legal. The SEC knows about them. They are completely compliant. We're going to have a situation very, very quick where not only is the SEC completely thrashing and destroying an enormous amount of the cryptocurrency ICO space, but I think that the only ICOs that are going to end up making it are the ones who are either registering with them right now or who have the huge money backing behind them. A lot of the ICOs, what was the Telegram one had like, what was it, $1.6 billion or something like that behind them. And I wonder exactly how much push this will give them, because when you're looking, a lot of people still like ICOs. There's an ICO calendar right here. I don't touch ICOs a lot. I think 95% of them have completely failed. And that's not even including the ones that are still alive, that the SEC is now going after. And I have a strong feeling that the ICOs will continue to collapse. And when you are looking for an ICO to invest in, it's probably going to be around just between 5 to 15 and not around 30,000 like we have right now. And that'll be incredibly interesting for the ICO space, simply because it'll completely what's the opposite of widen? Shorten? Narrow. It'll narrow the space of ICOs that people are looking for, and it'll kind of funnel all the money into them. And this is, I don't know, I'm not going to spend too much time or talking about how I think the ICO space is going to go. A lot of people still think that the ICO space is going to completely collapse and that they're going to become STOs, or security token offerings, which I can also kind of see, because ICOs are kind of STOs in the first place, but naming them STO or security token offering I think is better in the eyes of the SEC. As it is right now, I think the ICO party is definitely over. I was listening to podcasts at the beginning of this year, and it was fairly interesting because they were talking about a lot of the other, remember the other cryptocurrency channels that no longer make videos and stuff like that, and they were just hyping up every single ICO that was coming out, talking about a 10x and so and so and so. The amount of people who are on these crypto podcasts who were talking about ICOs have almost completely disappeared, or if they are talking about them, they're talking about some of like the major ones that are going to be launching from the major companies who have like 800 million in funding and stuff like that. The old days of the throw my money into an ICO and get an automatic 20x are completely over. The SEC, I think, in their own special way, is trying to find a way to validate or cleanse the cryptocurrency space in order, because the SEC knows the people from ICE, and the people from ICE know the people from the NASDAQ. Like this is all not coordinated in a dark and ominous way. But if you're trying to get major money into the cryptocurrency space, and a lot of people who they're trying to get money from, like, yeah, you have to understand that a lot of people who are going to be throwing them into the cryptocurrency space are like old money families, and they're not like the, you know, I just won the lotto families. It's going to be like, our money's been around for like 15 generations, and we're trying to figure out what to do with it. And you can't have them walking into random ICOs and getting rid of their money. This is why I think that they're going to be focusing on specific coins, and I think these specific coins that are going to be focused on by these major exchanges who are going to be having them potentially at the beginning of 2019, as we have been told. These corporations and whatever, the NASDAQ, blah, 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 they already have huge portions of these coins, and they're trying to line their own pockets while also helping to line the pockets of the other rich people who are going to be getting into the cryptocurrency space. And ICOs pose a huge risk, because if you're trying to completely focus on, almost said the coin names out loud, trying to focus on around 5-6 different coins, the ICOs pose a huge problem to your wallet, especially since you do not have all of these coins. But the point is, I think ICOs, in my opinion, in the United States and maybe even other parts of the world, are completely done. We could see a bit of a rebirth, but any type of rebirth that we do see is definitely going to be hyper regulated. I mean, it's not like I was too keen on ICOs before. I tried to tell people at the beginning of the year, watch out for them. A lot of them didn't even seem right. There was one that I saw that a friend told me about, and I thought it was very interesting. It was an ICO for like a Russian monorail system or something like that, and they promised that for every US dollar that you put in 2019, they would buy back your token for, I think, $15 or something like that. And they had like a counter on the bottom of it showing people how much money they were receiving, and then like a huger counter at the bottom below it showing like the paybacks that everyone was going to receive. I can only assume that was not real. I saw it, told my friend, hey, maybe don't put your money into this. And this is not the same friend who I'm always talking about. This is a completely different person. And yeah, just watch out where you put your money. And I guess to finish things off, the crypto market is down once again, and I woke up a little angry, I'm not going to lie, and it's only for one reason and one reason only. I have a problem whenever the market's going down and the market's like going sideways. I decided to put money into the market. Woke up this morning and the market was even lower than when I had put my money in. A little peeved. I wish I had just waited till this morning when I woke up. It would have been a nicer price to get into. I'm still 51.49. I still want the market to go up, but a part of me still wants these prices to continue to go down. We have a lot of not even predictions at this point. We have a lot of analysts who are floating around talking about where they think that the prices are going to go within the next couple of weeks, in anticipation for the release of it feels like a very late Christmas present, like, you know, one that you have been waiting for quite some time that you should have gotten in August, but they're slowly doing it now. The analysts are saying that they think that people are trying to desperately push down the price of cryptocurrencies as much as possible to actually reach a bottom, because there can only be so much selling pressure. Like, I put it to you this way. If Bitcoin is $10, would you buy it? Raise your hand. If Bitcoin is $300,000 per Bitcoin, would you buy it? Not a lot of hands are raised there. Bitcoin can only go so low before people decide this is a great price to get into it. We cannot wait any longer. And people are trying to push it down as much as possible to see exactly where the bottom is. And I mean, if you want to look at it from a larger picture, and I thought about this a couple days ago as well, the crypto prices are down. Get it, got it, good. You know, this isn't the numbers that we really want. If you look at it from a larger perspective to see exactly, at the beginning of 2017, Bitcoin was $900. XRP was less than a cent. Ethereum was, I think, $6 or something like that. Stellar was also, I think, sub 1 cent, if I'm not mistaken. Bitcoin, I don't think Bitcoin Cash didn't exist. EOS didn't exist. I think Litecoin was $4. So we have made significant gains. It's not even that they're being wiped out, it's that the market is trying to find exactly where it should have been logically the entire time. Cryptocurrencies get an enormous amount of, what's the word? The returns that we see in the market are not normal. I don't know how many people have been into traditional finance before. Like, a good year is like 6 to 18%, like 18 on like the really far, like 1% range. Like, if you get 18% returns on your money in the traditional markets, you have had a very good year and you can go celebrate on your yacht. 6% is a pretty okay amount, but the fact that I think last year XRP had like an 18,000% rise or something ridiculous like that. Even Bitcoin is still more than 400% up from last year. I know it seems like sometimes the market is a bit ridiculous, but if you look at the larger picture and even where crypto is going to go and the price predictions that we are seeing, they're not even really predictions at this point. We have so many analysts. It's no longer someone like sitting on a stage talking about, oh, I think Bitcoin is going to hit this number because I like the way that number sounds. We have a lot of big money in the market, even people waiting on the sidelines who are doing their own analysis of the cryptocurrency market and how big this is going to be based on the numbers where we hit before. Like typically in the crypto markets, a 10 to 20x is normal during a normal bull run. And Bitcoin did a proper 20x. It went from 900 to 20,000 last year. So they're doing these numbers all over again, and they're trying to figure out like a 20x, that's 43, that's an $86,000 Bitcoin. If we have a proper bull run the same exact way that we had last time. So these numbers are floating around out there, and people are, you know, for better or worse, hopefully for the better, pushing down the prices of cryptocurrencies as much as possible so that they can get in at the lowest price, so that when the market does go back up, they are talking about record profits. And I'll say this once again, just because I think I only said it once before in another video. I need to make sure that this gets into people's heads. Pay attention as much as possible to the prices of the coins. And I mean when they're going up. Pay attention, of course, as well when they're going down. When the crypto prices go back up, one of the things that I'm most jittery about is when we do hit these all-time highs. I'm expecting a sell-off at around $20,000 once again, simply because people like to sell off at the old record numbers. When or if we do hit a 60, 70, 80,000, maybe even $100,000 Bitcoin, I'm expecting a huge drop in the market. So make sure that you have, if this is applicable to you, have a stable coin ready in the side wing so that you can throw your money into, because I know the euphoria that is going to come from us passing a $25,000 Bitcoin, and even as we near $100,000 Bitcoin, is going to be immense. And I can only assume that at that point, I think the another bear market will set in. And at that point, we will have, I think Bitcoin will at least fall back down to around anywhere from like 16 to 22,000. It'll seem doomy and gloomy again, but the profits from before will definitely be there. Just thought I'd throw that out for those. I'm pretty sure a lot of the traders get it, but other people, you know, we've had periods before where we had that euphoria set in and everyone thinks that the prices definitely aren't going back down. Or even when we see like huge dips like this in the market, people are like, the market's going to keep going back up. The market's definitely not going to, you know, going to slump. We had a lot of analysts who were like, hey, everyone should take their money out when Bitcoin was like 18,000. Not many people listened, but this, you know, you live and you learn. Anyway, I think that's definitely going to do it for this video. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. I do appreciate all of your support. Hope you all have a great day, morning, afternoon, and or evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's absolutely fantastic. Once again, I mean, it's not a huge difference. I think Amize Go was $199 last night, but I'd still like to get in at the 174 price as well. Every single time, I don't know, and I can't be the only one who has this issue as well. Yeah, here are the other stable coins, True USD and USD Coin. They're you know, slowly rising in the rankings. I can't be the only one who puts money into the market and then they wake up and the market's even lower. I don't have a problem. Here's the other one, Paxos. With the market actually going down, like I said before, it's a great time for me to buy. I just wish I could buy when the market's down, like right now, but I'll stop complaining. Thank you all once again for watching. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.